How's it going, everyone? My name is Jesse Parker from MediaMath. For those of you who are not aware of who MediaMath is, it's one of the first DSPs in the space. We continue to innovate in this space, but often refer to ourselves as a marketing operating system today because of the fact that a lot of the things we've been talking about over the past few days, we do a lot more than just RTB. So I am going to get right into it. I do know that I did see quite a few of you at the hotel bar last night, so I'm the only one standing between us and a break. So the 5 reasons a programmatic first approach is the smartest marketing decision you'll make in 2015. The first thing we're going to talk about is ownership of your most valuable asset. What we're referring to is your data. At MediaMath, we look at your data as similar to owning your own home. When you own your own home, you invest in that home. You have an appreciating asset. Everything you do to that home makes it a better place to live. The opposite of that is renting. And sorry to all you renters out there, but when you're renting, what you're doing is you're taking your hard-earned dollars and you're giving it to someone else. So when we relate that to digital media, what's happening is you're taking that data, you're taking that information, and what's happening is most likely your direct competitors are taking it and they're getting rich off of it. They're becoming more successful because of it. When referring to data, we talk about all the different signals. We talk about CPC, CPA, path to conversion, completed views. These are the types of things that are interesting, but what's more interesting is how we activate them. And that brings us to the second point, is activating across all media supply. A lot of the talk this week has been about private marketplaces and how programmatic is not just RTB. At MediaMath, several of our largest clients are now spending up to 50% of their media spend in these programmatic channels, in these automated guaranteed channels. But talking more generally about these channels, we're talking about display, we're talking about video, mobile, and social, and thinking about these in a programmatic first light is really important. The next point we want to talk about is cross-browser and cross-device. So what we're talking about here is cookies. The cookie's been very good to all of us. It's made us very fat. We've been able to target, to retarget, to optimize, to analyze, all because of the cookie. The cookie being basically, the cookie monster, being digital media and being mobile in particular, is changing. The state of the cookie is changing. Growth of cookieless environments, as well as the fact that every single one of us has one of these. A lot of us have 2 of them. A lot of us have 2 phones and an iPad and a PC and a laptop. So the promise of programmatic is about the promise of a connected ID and being able to target and retarget across different devices and recognize that you have the same person across all of those devices. The next point I want to talk about is understanding exactly what to pay. And programmatic first approach to this is exactly what programmatic is all about. I like to refer to this as the Goldilocks impression. You can probably tell that I have a few kids because of the fact that I'm relating my business to Goldilocks and the Cookie Monster. But this is the perfect analogy of what we're talking about with our business. It's finding the right person at the right time and finding out exactly what the right price is to pay. When we're looking at these impressions, if we pay too high, you're going to overpay, you're going to underperform. If you pay too low, you're going to lose out on opportunities and underspend. So programmatic, it's all about finding that just right impression. It's maximize scale and maximize performance. The last point I want to talk about is optimizing towards your true goal. Let's optimize towards ROI. Let's optimize towards sales. When we think of this versus ROI and sales and average order value, instead of thinking about this versus a CPA, we have to take into consideration that a $10 conversion is not equivalent to a $10,000 conversion. So in closing, I just want to talk about the way Arthur C. Clarke had viewed any type of innovation happening in 3 phases. The first phase being people in general believe that it's completely impossible. The second is that it's possible, but it's not worth doing. I truly believe a lot of people still feel that way about at least some aspects of programmatic. And the last being, I said it was a good idea all along. So in closing, I do hope to have more and more conversations over the next couple weeks and months about all of you and more about claiming that you felt that a programmatic first approach was a good idea all along. Thanks for your time.
Are there any questions? Yes, right here in the front.
Hi, Narissa MacDonald from Adform. Great presentation. What would be the best advice that you could give to the brands and agencies in this room about how they can actually put programmatic as a central strategy? As you know, a lot of the operating companies would put across a budget to their programmatic trading desk, and it becomes almost an afterthought, almost as if it's a network buy. So what would be the best advice that you could give?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's often thought about as a line item as part of a media buy, as opposed to a strategic way in which you're thinking about your entire business. And that's really what we're working towards as far as a programmatic first approach. So moving into 2015, the advice that I would give to agencies and clients directly is to have these conversations about what truly are you trying to accomplish, and work with people within the programmatic environment and landscape that you trust. Go to your trusted advisors and have those conversations.
Any other questions? You know, I have one. You touched on it briefly. You were talking a little bit about clients and their data and kind of, you know, maybe different trepidations they may have over data leakage once it enters the system. I know MediaMath is very committed to having brands retain their data. I'm curious, though, the people you buy from, you know, be it Facebook, be it Google, are they as committed to that as well?
Sure. I mean, everyone knows that this is a very valuable entity, and being able to protect that is clearly important to Facebook and Google and a lot of people in the space right now.
I was hoping you could kind of speak to, you know, with Google deciding it's going to stop letting DMPs run pixels come January 1st, how is that going to change kind of your business or kind of programmatic in general?
Stop letting what? I'm sorry.
DMPs run pixels through their tech stack.
Yeah, I mean, our approach to DMPs is we have our own DMP, but we also integrate with all of the major DMPs in the landscape. So there's still going to be plenty of information out there and plenty of information for us to leverage for our clients.
Any other questions? All right. Well, thank you very much, Jesse. I appreciate it.